the shampoo experience here definitely is super important. So I have her towel around her neck to provide a little bit more comfort around the shampoo bowl. This also adjusts, so if you feel the need that you want to adjust it anyway, you totally can. We really value clean beauty here. So I'm actually going to use something called New Wash on her, which is a one-step cleansing and conditioning. And I will show you how that looks. So first, what we'll do is, of course, wet the hair down. Sometimes it takes a moment for this to warm up, but just relax. Is that comfortable? Okay, so I've wet her hair down, and we're going to use Hair Story on her today, which is one of our non-toxic brands that we use here. It is a one-step cleansing cream, and we sort of use it in 2 steps, but it's the same thing. So part will be the shampoo, and then we'll go into the conditioning massage, but it is one product that we're using. So you do want to use a liberal amount so we can get it really good roots to ends. I'm going to emulsify that through my hands, and then I like to just kind of apply it all the way around to make sure. And then always right here, especially with thick hair, I'll kind of part and separate and apply it at the roots. So the first step is the massaging shampoo, where I'm just going to like really scrub her scalp, and I have a good amount of pressure on my fingertips. Is that okay, Rose?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm just gonna really get that worked through her scalp, because that's what's going to lift and pull any of the impurities and dirt and oils up, is just that real good scrub part. The next part is where we actually do a more massaging conditioner. I'll take you through the steps, but right now I'm just getting it in there and worked through really well. So now what I do is I take the same product and I'm going to work it through our ends, and we're going to do one of our signature massages for the conditioning part. So I'll take a little bit more. And I'm going to work that through her ends. Do you have any essential oil preferences or an allergy to any essential oils?
No allergies. Do you have Lang Lang?
We don't have Lang Lang, but we do have eucalyptus. We have something called Elevation, which is nice. We have eucalyptus, lavender, peppermint, rosemary, tea tree, and frankincense.
Ooh, how about the, what did you say? Not the elevated?
It's called Elevation, and it is really nice. So,
Get elevated and get lifted.
yeah, it's an elevated beauty experience. I can't open it with wet hands. So, this part, I have the New Wash worked through her ends. Right now I'm going to hang just this extra towel over. We're going to get a couple drops of Elevation. I'm going to set this aside because everything does need to be wiped down. Everything I touched will be wiped down when I'm done, and we'll show you what that looks like. So, the conditioning experience is really important, but something you should never skip. And what I like to do is just kind of run my hands over. You can still smell it through the mask. Take some good inhalations. And then what I like to do is I will start right at the top of the scalp. I like to hold my 2 fingers right at the temples right here, but I'm keeping those still, and I'm massaging with my thumbs. So I'm going to make some circles along the hairline with my thumbs, and I'm moving my thumbs into the temples, and I'm holding around the ears. I'm also pressing right behind the ears with my pointer fingers now. And I like to make 3 passes this way. It's important not to break contact. If you need to replace your hand to a different position, keep one hand on and replace both. Don't just let go. It's a better experience too. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm making little circles. I'm lifting her head and encouraging her to relax fully, which she's really good at. Sometimes I have to remind people. And I am making circles down the neck with these 3 fingers. And I'm making that pass about 3 times. Every pattern I do, I make about 3 times. So now I have my thumbs at her temples and my hands at the base of the neck. What I like to do is I have made that 3rd pass down, and what I do is I go in and I kind of hold each side of the, I guess that would be the spine at the top of the neck, and I pull up. There are pressure points right at the base of the skull, and all I'm doing is pressing into her temples and those pressure points. And they're basically, it's like a little lip right there. And I make just tiny little circles. We'll hold there for a moment. And then what I do is I just kind of pull up a little bit. Once I get to the back of her like occipital range, I make a few passes and just kind of circle and like, I guess, scissor with my fingers. And what I'm doing is I'm massaging around the hairline and working my way up to the crown. So here, now I'm making circles with my fingers, pulling up towards the crown. And once I've gotten to that crown, this is where I kind of switch positions. And I'll start to let her know that the massage is ending. I start to pull, gently pull their hair. And we're basically, to me, I'm pulling that energy that she's carried with her. And we're basically rinsing it down the drain.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I do my massage. So this is just letting her know that we're done. And that product has really sat on her head for a good 5 minutes, and it's cleansed and conditioned at the same time. And she's also had a really great massage. And then we'll go ahead and rinse. And you just want to make sure that you rinse it really, really well. And that's basically it for our shampoo routine. When I rinse, everything I do, is that water too hot or is it okay?
So that's good.
It might get a little bit hot. So now, the water pressure is really good too, you guys, so watch that. When I rinse, I really try to make every touch on the head like a decent amount of pressure. So everything I do has a massaging motion to it. Make sure you're rinsing really, really well. With thick, long hair, it's always this area right here. You want to really like squeeze and pull the new wash out. So now that we've been all rinsed out, we're gonna wrap her hair so she's not sopping wet, and I'm gonna clean this shampoo area while she waits. So the way I like to wrap hair is I will actually place the towel under the neck. So I'm gonna have you lift up just a little bit. And even if you have long hair like this, you can still get it all wrapped up in there. So from corner to corner, I am going to wrap around. I'm going to take the opposite corner. So I did this one, I'm gonna do this opposite corner. And we're gonna wrap forward. And I'm just tucking it over here underneath. Ooh, I got that kind of good and tight, so I'm sorry. And then I'm just gonna let her hair hang in there. I'm gonna squeeze it. I'm gonna take this corner, come around this way. And wrap it here. So now I'm gonna take this towel from her, leave that here. Oops, excuse me. And then she can go ahead and go to the station. I'm gonna wipe everything down here while you go and wait. I'll be right back. Oh. We have barbicide sitting here in the back. I am just gonna spray down every surface. We'll let that sit. And clean. Wow, you have like no hair shedding. That's awesome. Well, we would clean the the hair trap, but there's nothing there to clean. We'll let this rest for a few minutes. Any stylist that sees that this is sprayed down knows that this isn't ready, and then we'll go back to my guest. I'll unravel her hair, and then I'll let this down because this does have to sit a few minutes in order to kill any bacteria or viruses. So, all right.